this is Mason Weaver, and welcome to Stay Right or Be Left. Eternity is a long time to be wrong. Today is July the 4th, 2018. Today we celebrate America, the founding of our nation, the beginning of our society, the realization of the American dream. We celebrate it. And we're going to talk about that today. Today I'm going to have barbecue. I'm barbecuing today. We're going to gather as a family and have fun and all those things. But the 4th of July really symbolizes something deeper than that. I want to, as usual, do a little commercial. My name is Mason Weaver. I'm the author of It's Okay to Leave the Plantation. I'm the author of Tribalism. I've written 5 books on social, political, economical. I speak nationwide on those topics. I've been doing so since 1984. And I want you to consider maybe inviting me out to your events. I'm not cheap. I do believe in free speech. I don't like giving them, but I do believe in them. This is the greatest time to be an American. I've been waiting all my life for this environment where the liberals who have been misled and brainwashed and have misconceived values begin to think. Because the emotion behind liberalism, it leads them. It's just how you feel, and you make things up. You create your own environment. You visualize how things are, and you go at them regardless of what the reality of life shows you. That idea, the concept that I am a victim, the concept that someone owes me something, the concept that you cannot achieve anything without them doing something is the spirit of liberalism. And the spirit of liberalism is slavery. Because the idea that my plight in life is based on my color or my income of my family or where I live, the idea that my success is based on external circumstances is foolish. And my walk-away moment came when I sat at Berkeley, the University of California at Berkeley, in the political science department. I'm sitting next to kids with rich parents, 3 or 4 generations of going to Berkeley. I'm sitting there with people who lived in the best neighborhoods, went to the best high schools, had the best counseling, had political and social business contacts already. I came from a poor family in the rural Missouri, high school dropout, disabled black American. I'm sitting right next to them. I'm sitting next to them before affirmative action, before they took pity on me. I was not given any special privileges. I'm sitting next to them, so why am I not supposed to be equal to them? Even though the professors were telling me I'm below them, they were doing it for their own benefit. And I'm sitting next to these guys, paying my way through college, getting better grades than most of them. I'm responsible for me. So the concept of liberalism is the same spirit that forged this nation. It came against the American principles, and American people stood up in the 1700s and fought that principle. Because see, out of Europe, let me say something for a minute. Now, I don't want to hear from you clowns who are going to tell me about how bad America was to the Indians, because the Indians were bad to the Indians. Mankind is bad to people they want to conquer. We want to conquer America. And the Indians conquered America. The Indians fought each other like every other human being on this planet, everywhere you find them. The weak dominates the poor, and the strong dominates the poor. That's how we are. That's how we became who we are. That's how we became England and France and Germany and South America. Incas, Aztecs, stop the mess. I don't want to hear it. Matter of fact, the reason the Indians were so weak here, the reason the Indians were so weak in South America, because they did not develop a writing skill that passed down history to each other. So you have in Europe this concept before America, serfdom and feudalism, where the people were born into a class and they expected to be in that class. They were born into serfdom. They were born into feudalism. And they expected to work the property of somebody else. And their job, their goal in life was to be the best slave on that plantation, the best guy out there working that fields. They had no hope of being the king one day, or a governor one day, or a knight one day. They had only hope of being the best slave on that plantation. And the Pilgrims came over here to America to establish freedom from their religious beliefs. It was a Christian movement that brought folks here, a Christian-based movement. Whether you like it or not, whether you want to call it something else or not, this nation was forged by Christian beliefs, whether you like it or not. And we live in America because of that. And they came here and had a concept, a new concept of manhood, a new concept called individual personal freedom. They're saying, I am a Christian man, and therefore every square foot of ground I stand on is Christian saved ground. They told the King of England, you do not rule us. We rule ourselves. We decide what kind of government we're going to have. We decide what kind of rulers we're going to have before us. We decide the laws based on what principles. We decide that. And the King of England said, no, I will decide that for you. And that founding fathers, in spite of their problems, slavery, they had slaves. Yes, I got that. They had all these problems. I got that. But they had a concept in their heart about individual personal freedom. And that seed grew. And that seed became America. Well, we have a standard principles of personal individual freedom. And because of that standing principles, these white male-dominated pioneers who looked at black folks as property, got it. Who looked at women as property, got it, gotcha. But the concept of freedom, the concept grew till eventually women got the right to vote. Eventually black folks got their freedom. Eventually America became the strong standard bearer of freedom throughout the world and saved the whole doggone world more than once. The concept. So today we celebrate the concept. Today we celebrate in our nation the concept because it's always, folks, under attack. It's always under attack. Right now they want to destroy us. You see them now, they're coming out of the closet because Donald Trump is president, and that therefore they know they got a short time. Their systematic growth and marching toward socialism has been delayed and been exposed. So now they're in full-fledged attack. So the standard of freedom is always under attack, folks. So this 4th of July, recognize we are in a war. The war for independence never ends. It did not end after we defeated England. It did not win after we defeated all our enemies. It did not win. It will never win. We defeated Germany. We defeated Japan. It's still fighting. We will always fight. Prepare yourself to always fight. Always fight. On the family level, on the community level, on the state level, on the national level, and on the world stage. We have to fight for our freedom because the enemy will always seek to destroy you. They do it subtly. They do it by name calling. They do it by innuendo. They do it by trying to paint a picture for you to see yourself in. America's mean. Capitalism is bad. How foolish can that be? It's the capitalist nation that fuels and supports every socialist nation. Socialism does not produce anything. Socialism only manages what you produce. They don't produce anything. Name me the socialist nation that has the best computer program. Where's the socialist cars? Where's the socialist engineering feat? Where do we buy from socialist nation? They can't feed themselves. Matter of fact, every communist nation you see has a hard time feeding themselves. America, we are strong because we are righteous. Do not let them take God out of anything. You are not man enough to separate God from nothing. Stop playing. America has to remain strong. Donald Trump is president, and we now have a leader willing to go after the darkness. But we must be the light bearers, folks. So stop being ashamed. Stop being shy. If you are ashamed, and if you are shy, then you back up and you quietly support someone who is bold. Because all of us are not made to be in the front lines. And I got that. But you have to support the people that are on the front lines. You got to support Candace Owens. You got to support Kevin Jackson. You got to support Star Parker. Star Parker's been on the front lines for decades. For decades. I read her in the 90s. You got L.V. the King for decades been out there being spit on and shot at. Not L.V. the King, but all of us. We have been out here for a long time, and you must support us because the enemy will not support us. So I expect you to buy my books. I expect you to go to the concerts and see L.V. the King. I expect you to send money to Star Parker. I expect you to do that. That is how we win the war. So this 4th of July weekend, enjoy your barbecue. I will enjoy mine. Enjoy the football game. I'm not going to be watching it. Football season, I don't know. Me and sports don't get along anymore. I got too much work to do. I've been waiting all my life for the chance to take the enemy on head on. Just walk away. Just walk away. And all my liberal friends, I don't have any, but those who know me and hear me, the water's fine. Joy and freedom. Like that abused woman, folks. She's scared. She's trembling. She thinks the cops are going to leave, so she support her abuser. Liberals support their abuser because they think we're going to leave. Let's show them now we're not going to leave. That we believe in freedom. We believe in success. We believe in America. We think that capitalism is the only free aspect economically in this nation, in this world. And we're going to support it. We're going to dominate you. You liberals, we're not trying to compromise. We're not trying to be your friend. We're not trying to find common ground. We're trying to find dominance. We intend to dominate you and make you submit to us. You're going to be shaken back to the backwoods of political discourse. We're not going to even consider you mature enough to discuss the future of our nation. You want to destroy us? We're going to eliminate you from the discourse. We're going to bring you out of prominence. We're going to destroy you in the media. We're going to disband your schools for dictatorship. We're going to put the common man back on hilt to take care of himself. We're going to destroy your philosophy. It has failed everywhere it's been tried. So, happy anniversary, America. Back to the game, the real game, your game. We're going to fight for this country because it deserves to be fought for. We're going to build our nation up because the world deserves a strong, wealthy America. We're going to defeat you everywhere we find you. Then we're going to dominate you. We're going to rule over you. You will submit to us because we are America. Stay right or be left. Eternity, it's a long time to be wrong.